There is nothing more rare nor more beautiful than a woman being herself, comfortable in her perfect imperfection. To me, that is the essence of beauty. Dr. Steve Maraboli. Welcome. My name is Miranda Pierce. I am a Pacific Northwest wife and stay-at-home mom, the former bling boss of Pierce's Paparazzi, and this is Making Yourself at Home. All right, you guys, round two. I told you last week about a big tree moment regarding my youngest, Reese. This week is about Noel, my oldest. So, again, if you have missed any of our other fig tree moments, basically a fig tree moment is similar to when Nathaniel meets Christ for the first time. It's just an everyday moment that allows you to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel loved, and maybe recognize God's hand a little bit more easily in your everyday life. So, with that being said, that's story time. So, the girls and I are in the car waiting to pick up an online order at the grocery store. I informed Noelle that she needs to wash her face since she just had a little breakout going. She asked me for like the spiel, right? To remind her what it was, what causes them, the whole 9 yards. 6-year-olds, man. Then she goes, "Hey, Mom, you have a zit too, right?" She's like asking for clarification. She's like, "I'm pretty sure I see one on your chin." Why, thank you. I indeed did have a zit on my usual spot on my chin where they like to come back fairly regularly. And my gut instinct is to get uncomfortable and possibly remind her not to draw attention to things like that. But before I could, she says, "I like your zits. It just makes you who you are." My heart melted. And I've been thinking about her words ever since. How can we better have that embracing mindset? And how do we as parents continue to encourage that perspective so that they don't lose it? The word that came to my mind is authenticity. Being so unapologetically yourself in every aspect of your life. That's what I want for my girls. It's something that I strive for, but I want it for them tenfold, right? I want them to feel, authentically themselves and just confident in that. Brené Brown says this, quote, "Authenticity is not something we have or don't have. It's a practice, a conscious choice of how we want to live. Authenticity is a collection of choices we have to make every day. It's about the choice to show up and be real, the choice to be honest, the choice to let our true selves be seen. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are." So I don't know about you, but I really need to work on this. How can we embody this concept? Meg Lyons on betterup.com blog gives this list. And so I wanted to kind of give my 2 cents to her thoughts. Number 1, define and embrace your strengths. We've talked about this a little bit. I like to call it, and I've called it in my episodes, finding your spark. 2, explore your values. She says, quote, knowing your values and spotting how they are present or absent in your life and work are great clues to unlocking more on authenticity. Number 3, acknowledge external versus internal influence. I talked about this a little bit on my friend Lacey Jones's podcast called Elevate the Individual. So if you missed out on that episode, I highly recommend that you listen to it and check her out. She is another podcast that is not to be missed. Number 4, notice and name your emotion. I encourage my kids to do this so often, right? When they're that young, you want to help them recognize this is what you're feeling, right? So that you can help them figure out how to deal with it, right? But do we do that for ourselves? I know I don't do it often enough. It's a simple yet very effective solution to many problems, if not most. Number 5, practice mindfulness, which we talked about a couple weeks ago. 6, build your social support system. There is more coming on that, so stay tuned. Number 7, develop the courage to face your fears. This is something that I've learned again, over and over again in so many different aspects of my life. Back from all the way back in high school, trying out for drum major, to, college, trying out for cheer when I was literally just trying to prove to myself that I was more than just a band geek, to paparazzi, my business for 5 years. Some things are worth doing scared. They really are. You prove it to yourself, and it becomes even more fulfilling. 8, take daily actions toward authenticity. What does that look like? It could be being more honest, not taking things personally, setting boundaries, saying no, or just doing your best. I want to leave you with one last quote by Oscar Wilde. He says, quote, be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Please, please, please feel free to reach out to me on my on my socials. Let us know how you are trying to live more authentically. What tips, tricks, and experiences do you have? Also, if you or anyone else you know would be willing to be interviewed for the podcast, or if you have any topic ideas, I would love to hear what you are working on and interested in. Please feel free to spread the love. Share this episode with a friend and leave us a review. And next week, tune in again on Thursday for another episode. Until then, have the best week.